Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stands for what is a massive game for Manchester United. It is Manchester United back at Old Trafford for the first time in weeks, in fact. We haven't been playing at Old Trafford because we've had 3 away games. It's against Chelsea, and I hope you're all doing very, very well. Captain Chep is one of our members. Thank you very much. Not Captain, actually, Cephas. Thank you very much. Says, come on, United. I tell you what, I'm feeling like Fulham tonight. I'm feeling like the Fulham game. I think even my, I sympathise with United fans because even my mood around United goes up and down like a bloody lift. It's like Saturday, I was just like, we're shit. And then after all the stuff that we've had through the last few days, I'm like, I'm revved up and I want these players to react. He's made some very interesting team selections, I've got to say. If you can see it there on your screen, you've got get your words out. Get your words out. You've got a very, very interesting lineup for Manchester United there, as we can see. Dalot, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Amrabat, Mctominay, Bruno, Garnacho, Anthony, Højlund, and Onana in goal. My only real, I'm quite happy with the team apart from Mctominay. I despair at him playing for Manchester United. I think he's such a dead weight. I think he's such a bad player over the last month. But one thing I will say about Scott McTominay is he has this tendency to score goals, and I'd like to have seen Mainoo play with Amrabat. That's the midfield I would like to see, especially with Anfield coming. But Mourinho had a McTominay obsession. Ollie had a McTominay obsession. Rangnick had a McTominay obsession. And Ten Hag has got a McTominay obsession. And I like Ten Hag, I like Jose, and I liked Rangnick. So I bow down to their better knowledge. But it's all got context. I don't understand it. So look, I hope that McTominay can score and deliver tonight. If he does, fantastic. But we all know he's been absolute shit for weeks, and I think that's a reflection on the actual quality of substitutes and backup players that we actually have at the moment. But look, very happy with the front three. Great to see Rasmus back. Garnacho's the star boy on the left hand side, and Anthony. I mean, you saw Beth this morning. We had that exclusive interview with Anthony that we put out this morning. Interesting to see Paul Scholes reacting to it, rather sarcastically, but at least he's got under their skin. What he's got to do now is deliver. JJJ says, tomorrow my master's thesis defence. I hope Man United puts me in a good mood today. Hoping, though, all the best to the players and Ten Hag. Thank you very much, Jay. Mark, would you use Jim's alleged 250 million on various positions or have one big splash on Osman? I think that Sir Jim Son, I think his money is not going to be for transfers. I think it's for something else. Brandon, welcome to the Members Club. Legends of the Members Club. I may gift some memberships later, but I may well at half time whack members only on for 5 minutes to give the members a bit of 5 minutes on the United Stand watch along because they are the ultras. And but I tend to read a lot of the member stuff anyway. Like just Kevin, who says, will Paul Scholes be at the Christmas show, Mark? Says just Kevin. I don't know. Do you think Scholes likes the United Stand? Probably not after that interview this morning. He reacted with a bit of sarcasm. Effectively, Anthony said that these ex-players in the media don't give him any constructive criticism. They've just been on his back from the start, and they should be supporting him as a new player. Paul Scholes put an Instagram post out saying, run up and down, create goals, go for it, mate. So, look, yeah, a bit of sarcasm, but I don't think it's a direct shot at ex-players or the media, really. It's just a uncomfortable, stereotypical truth. We've seen it for years. The foreign players get treated very differently to Rashford, Martial, Shaw, McTominay. They do. And that's part of the course. That's what happens. But I think Anthony made a great point that, he has been pretty much vilified from day one. I mean, he did that spin in the game, and I can't remember who was co-commentating, and then the next day they were going mad on the radio and stuff. And I just thought, you know what? He's never really been given, compared to Jadon Sancho, who's in year 3, he's never really been given the support. And it was great to see so many of the fans giving Anthony support today. But he's got to deliver on the pitch tonight. He's put a bit of a target on himself, hasn't he? McTominay instead of Mainoo, just why, says Bobby. And so who leaked again? I hope we win convincingly. Shut these journalists, media and observers leakers up, says Niall. Thank you very much. I feel like McTominay is the kid that sits in the front row of the class and reminds the teacher about the homework, says Aaron. Thank you very much, Aaron. Do you think Ten Hag is sticking his fingers in his ear again, going la la la, everything is fine? Says 58 go. Well, look, I think the big thing to discuss is that Marcus Rashford has been dropped. Tear it all down and start again, says Krish. And another new member, Metherol. Thank you very much. Welcome to the members club. You can click the join button if you so wish to do that. Thank you very much to everybody who does become a member and support the channel. Andrew Fletcher's a member. He says, any specifics on the Varane back injury? Well, look, just to be clear here, I was told yesterday that Varane had complained about an injury problem and was going to be assessed today. I didn't put it out there because you do get little bits and you don't want to be too, I don't want to be damaging the team in that sense. And, that helps Chelsea. But obviously it came out this afternoon that he was out injured again. Look, whether Varane's injured or not, he doesn't get picked. So that's the bottom line. We go with what we've got tonight, as always. And I think that, look, Harry Maguire, I'm not going to shirk what he's done. He's won Player of the Month for the Premier League. Player of the Month, not Manchester United Player of the Month, because I think that went to Garnacho, but he's won Premier League Player of the Month. And all I would say to that is you'll get these prats saying, ha ha, sit down, everyone who said we should sell him in the summer. I mean, that's just, that's like having a nasty aunt who, swears and punches you in the face, but then redeems themselves. And I'm not saying Harry Maguire's a nasty aunt who punches people in the face, but what I'm saying is Harry Maguire did need to be sold in the summer. Of course he needed to be sold in the summer. He hadn't played. He wasn't part of the team. He was, holding the trophy with Bruno as sort of like a club captain that didn't play. What's happened this season is that Harry Maguire has worked hard, waited for his opportunity, and he's taken it. It reminds me a bit of Matic. I wanted Matic to go. I said, bag of cement, get rid of him. And I stand by it. He was shit. And then he got back in the team and played really well. And I think that's what's happened with Maguire. He was crap for a year. And if Rashford comes on and scores tonight, he's not proved anybody wrong. He's just improved. And that's where people go wrong. It's like, when a player that's been vilified for not being good enough, people say, ha ha, they've proved you wrong. They've not proved you wrong. They've improved. And when they do improve, this is where agenda has to sit aside. Because for me and many of you, it's not agenda. Like, Scott McTominay's crap. He shouldn't be in the team. But if he scores a hat-trick tonight and he scores a hat-trick at Anfield, I'll sit there and go, he's improved. He's not proved me wrong, he's improved. And that's exactly what Maguire's done. He's improved. And he deserves the credit. Some people say he didn't deserve Player of the Month. Well, I don't know how it's voted. He's won it. Deal with it. And to be honest, I've just remembered something, though. You might be able to see a little elf on the shelf here. Now, if you know anything about elves on the shelf, they're a bit of a phenomenon for kids. Every morning, the elf is doing something naughty. He shined Seb's shoes yesterday, because obviously it's Seb's elf. He shined Seb's shoes yesterday, which was wrapping the shoes up in tin foil. Anyway, I came down this morning, and the elf was on my shelf with a little note. You're not allowed to touch the elf, but with a little note that says this. That was this morning. Little shit. And we'll put the little note back there because you're not meant to touch it. Little did I know that a few hours later, Harry was going to win Player of the Month. So is that nice enough for you, you little elf? Anyway, Seb said to me, you do realise he's going to have to stay there all day because he doesn't move till night. And in which case I realised I've got an elf on the shelf behind me for the stream tonight. So welcome, elf. All I'll say is this might be the first live stream where the elf gets moved, because if we lose tonight and Maguire costs us the game, that elf's going out the window. Anana was never the problem, says Alden. We are 19th from bottom in the Europe from shots conceded per game with 15.3, so poor defensively. We never moved from that poor Wolves game. Alden, I've been saying this for a while. Kay, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I rate Varane highly and I prefer him to start, but I have a feeling that we are preserving an injury-prone player to keep his value in January, says Josh. Yeah, I love Varane, but I think he's probably going. Andrew Lloyd is a legend of the chat. He's just gifted 10 memberships. Merry Christmas, Andrew. Thank you very much. Mello's a new member as well. And thank you very much to that. Andrew's just gifted 10. Very, very generous of you. So, yeah, get your thoughts in on the team. In generally, I'm quite happy with that team. As I said, I think that Ten Hag was asked about dropping Martial and dropping Marcus Rashford. And he said, well, lots of people played badly at the weekend. It's also about rotation. it's an amazing thing. I mean, looking at the bench for Manchester United, Biinda, Johnny Evans is back, Reguilon, Wan-Bissaka's on the bench, of course, because Delo is playing at right back. We need to talk about that. Mainu's on the bench, Pelistri's on the bench, Van der Beek is on the bench, Marcus Rashford is on the bench, and Anthony Martial is on the bench. I mean, the bench, look, Marcus Rashford's coming on. Before I say anything, Marcus Rashford is definitely going to be coming on. We all know that, and I'm quite encouraged by that because I do think that, look, you've got to try everything if you're Ten Hag. He's been so supportive of Marcus Rashford over the last few months, really, and it's not worked. You know, he was gifted a penalty by Bruno last week. It didn't work. He was dreadful against Newcastle. So I think that the next stage has to be dropping him. But I think there's a positive in that because he will definitely come on. Now, if he comes on, he will be given the roar of Old Trafford. He may, you know, people may have their doubts about him, and I think they do. But this crowd will give him a good applause. And when he comes on with half an hour to go and people are behind him, if he can't react to that, then what else is there left to do? You know, we've tried to get him into the team. We've played him when he's played badly. He's now got to earn his place, quite rightly so. And what an opportunity it is for Anthony, though. I think it's a huge opportunity. And I'm very glad that Rasmus is back up front because I couldn't believe the criticism levelled against him by the press. I thought it was disgusting. Right, I've had a couple of super chats I need to discuss here, if it will let me. New member, Sahil, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the Members Club. I bet Mctominay giving his wages to Ten Hag to play him, says Ben. We've also got, only good thing about the leaks now is it's showing Radcliffe what he's buying into and the mess the Glazers have allowed to infect the club first, says Cyber Spider. Good point. My friend, early next week, we expect to hear about the situation with... Sir Jim. My friend who is a Scouser says McTominay is better than Man United and that he should leave and go somewhere better like Villa and rub it in our faces, Jack. Well, please do it. Do you think McTominay will move more than an elf tonight, says Stephen Bell? Elf on the shelf. McTominay on the shelf. You've ruined my joke for later. It will still work. No one will know. Tonight is Ten Hag's job. I feel I'm expecting a reaction from the players, and after these rumours, if they don't react and it's Newcastle all over again, the manager is done, says Sean Turner. And welcome to the Members Club, Matthew Pensky as well. A few new members tonight. Welcome. You've got your little badge next to your name. Welcome to the Ultras. Yeah, I think Sean makes a good point. Lee Berman has just gifted a membership as well. Lots of nice gifted memberships going out tonight. You're very generous, you Ultras. But no, I think Sean is right. I think that there is an aspect to this game that really is about Ten Hag's future, and I do feel like he is very much playing for that future at a time where if we lose tonight, then let's be honest, the media don't want Man United to win. They don't want it. They don't want us to win. They want us to lose, and that's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. The Ten Hag outers don't want us to win. They don't want that to happen at all. They want us to lose. But I think it's so important that we win tonight because I think it's about sending a message to the scum. It's about sending the message that we are Manchester United, and it's about showing these players that this is who we are. I mean, Marcus Rashford's got a smile on his face. He won't have a smile on his face internally. Because if he's got a smile on his face after being dropped for Manchester United, then he's got a big problem. We need to play McTominay with a Scotland shirt on, says Patrick. Noah Ribbs just gifted a membership as well. And also, only good thing about the leaks, we've done that one. I'm just catching up. Sahil, we did that as well. We did Lee Berman. Noah Ribbs gifted a membership. Why does McTominay keep getting picked? It's driving me crazy. Mainu and Amrabat would be way more balanced, says Ash. 2-1 United in going for, but a win is all I want. Love the show, Mark, says Gary. I've gone 1-0 to United. Look, we're here to get a result tonight. That's what I want, and that's what I hope everybody wants. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, Anthony Martial has been dropped quite rightly. Marcus Rashford has been dropped quite rightly. But Scott McTominay's a very lucky boy. He's a very lucky boy. He was absolutely, we shouldn't be highlighting Martial and Rashford as the villains of the piece. There was 3 of them. McTominay was bloody awful. Watching McTominay against Joel Linton was like watching Tyson Fury batter an Ewok. It wasn't a fair fight. And and yet he's in the team again. He starts every game. And I think Ten Hag starts him because he is not a toxic player. Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay are clearly not part of the toxic element. I think you can cross their names off. Hopefully season starts tonight. Thanks for all you do. Keep most of us going, says Jake Mack. Thank you very much, mate. Welcome to the Members Club. Andreas, you're very, very welcome. And Anthony, sure to have the game of his life tonight. Very brave of him to speak out. Jack, I'm massively intrigued about the Anthony performance. What are you thinking about Anthony tonight? He's got Dalot behind him and not Wan-Bissaka. Remember, Dalot and Anthony worked very well at the start of last season. They worked quite well together at the start of last season. Wan-Bissaka not in the team, Dalot at right back, and Anthony ahead of him. Look, Anthony, as much as I like Anthony, and I will always admit that he's not played particularly well recently, it's a huge game for him. It's a huge game for him. Renate is one of our moderators. She's just gifted 5 memberships. Big shout out to Renate. Fantastic, fantastic. And Jack says, and the reason why he's crap for United and good for Scotland is because we're just toxic. But surprisingly, he ain't Liverpool standard. It's pure delusion, says Jack. I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Jack. I don't think anybody wouldn't agree with you on that. Anyway, look, we are, of course, sponsored by Manscaped. The link is in the video description. If you don't know what Manscaped is, I've been using it literally a few minutes ago. Not down there, but up here, because I needed a shave. So I used the beard trimmer, which has got 9 different lengths on it. So I used that, and then I followed it up with the Handyman, which is a lovely, compact, retro type shaver. This will get you clean shaven, but obviously I'm not clean shaven, so I just use it around the mouth, the neck, and these areas. A great combination. You don't need both, but I like them. They've also got the weed whacker for up your nose, which I am happy to do live. Look at that. It's like Sherwood Forest up there. I'll probably kill Robin Hood. Oh, just got Maid Marian. Chopped her in 2. Lovely stuff. And you've also got the lawn mower for down there, which I won't be doing a live view of, but trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. These are fantastic products. You can get them delivered to your door as Christmas presents or for yourself. Use the code TUS and you'll get 20% off and free delivery. Are fantastic products. Big shout out to Manscaped for supporting the channel. 20% off with the code TUS. Links in the description, or scan that QR code with your camera phone. Look, I've got a good feeling about tonight. I'm not here to predict a win, but I will. I just get a feeling of reaction. I feel that the fucking elf's still there. I thought look at him, cheeky little shit. I thought when I put the live score thing up there, he wouldn't be there. He's a little shit. Anyway, nothing more to say other than I feel that this is a little bit like the Fulham game, where it's almost the fans against everybody else. And I could do with Manchester United winning tonight. There are other games going on at the moment. Brighton are 1-1 with Brentford. Crystal Palace are losing to Bournemouth. And Fulham are beating Nottingham Forest. It's 0-0 between Sheffield United and Liverpool. New manager, of course, for them. Man United at 8:15 and Man City are playing Aston Villa at 8:15. We will keep you up to date with what's going on with that game as well. Chelsea team we've not spoken about, but we will. Mctominay with an assist. Gross scoring again. Mbumo, I would nearly put him in my team. Nearly's not good enough. I hope Solanke didn't score for Bournemouth. Good, he didn't. And he didn't get an assist either. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just thinking about FPL here. Let's have a look at the Chelsea team for you. Sanchez in goal. And in fact, I can whack this on the screen for you. Yeah, I've played the game. Let's put the Chelsea team up on the screen for you as well. Chelsea team is as follows. Sanchez, Disasi, Thiago Silva, Colwill, Cucurella, Casido, Fernandez, Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk, Jackson. Hi Mark, got the Garnacho Christmas jumper as my first merch. Absolutely love it. Been watching for years now, says Braden. Yeah, remember if you want to get any of your Christmas jumpers, we've got loads of designs. You can still get them in time for Christmas. United Stand Shopify, or you'll probably see some pictures of them underneath the stream. But Braden, glad you enjoyed it. They are fantastic. Welcome to the Members Club. Elkana, you're very, very welcome. Ray's been a member for 53 months. What a legend. Have you seen this crazy story about Rashford-Rafinha swap in January? Where do you get this nonsense from? It's utter nonsense. I've not heard it, Ray. It sounds sounds like shit. Ian, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Scott Horsburgh, welcome to the Members Club as well. And Philip says, we talk about the game being won in the midfield. Have a look at Chelsea's midfield compared to ours. It's miles better. Can't see us getting a better result than a draw. No, their midfield is better than ours. There's no two ways about it. But I'm just hoping that the Old Trafford... Look, the way I look at the game tonight, look at Luton last night against Arsenal. They played it like a cup final. The crowd reacted to it. And hopefully that can work tonight. I have to say, Mark, your analysis of Anthony is spot on. Really looking forward to hearing your review of his Johnson tonight, says Francis. And evening, Mark, how are you, says Jacob. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Look, you know, the Anthony interview that we did was a written piece. Like, some people reacted badly to that. But the bottom line is the United Stand has a massive, massive audience, probably bigger than all of the newspapers combined. So, you know... And I think it was a good interview. I had nothing to do with it. It was the United Stand team who dealt with that. That's why I didn't do the morning show, because I felt they deserved to put it out. It wasn't anything to do with me. Tyler Ellis, welcome to the Members Club. But that's been put in the BBC. It's been put in the Telegraph. It's been put in the Mail. You've got ex-players responding to it. I think the interview by Anthony was very clever, and I think he did it to an outlet which will, you know, get him across to the fans across the world. And I think he's bought himself a bit of praise for what he did in that interview. But it will all fall away if he has a crap performance tonight, quite rightly. It's about what you do on the pitch that matters. And he's ruffled a few feathers. He's ruffled a few feathers by saying that the media and certain ex-players have been, you know, too harsh on him from the start and not encouraged him and not given him constructive criticism. It's a very brave thing to do. And it's a very brave thing to do because we know people don't like being called out and they might sharpen the knives even more for him. But I think it's about time a foreign player did it, because we've seen it for years. I think it's about time a foreign player did it, because the British players get treated so much better. And if it makes one ex-player think, you know what, I'm a legend of this football club, maybe I shouldn't be so down on foreign players or certain players, and, you know, maybe I should give them a bit of support, then, you know, maybe it's better all round. But he's got to perform on the pitch tonight. Jack says, I would swap Rashford for De Jong. If Barcelona want to do a deal, we have Garnacho, Pellistri and Antony, who are better than Rashford at the moment, says Jack. Regardless of my love for Ten Hag, he really needs to start with a double pivot. I'm concerned by the failure to do this, says Braden. I think this is a great point by Braden, by the way. I really, really do, because the concerns about Scott McTominay are endless, and I'm sure you have those concerns as well. But even from a tactical point of view, I have my concerns about Scott McTominay, because he just wanders to join the attack and the centre defensive midfielder gets left on their own. I think we've all now realised that Casemiro was not a problem. His legs hadn't gone. He'd just been left on his own. And it's happened to Mainu, as we saw against Newcastle. We leave the CDM on their own, and McTominay just wanders forward, and Bruno wanders forward. And there, you know, if we see that tonight, we will get beat. I agree. He's got to sit somebody next to Amrabat, and if he doesn't, then that's a tactical mistake. You've got to acknowledge it. Mark, great show, says Tracy. I've got everything crossed that we win. Thanks, Tracy. And Tyler Ellis has just gifted 5 memberships. Legend, Tyler. Thanks, everyone who is a member. In fact, let's have a look at what people are saying. Jeffrey's just been given a membership. I hope Anthony and Garnacho smash it tonight. Just Kevin is happy. Got a few people putting W in. It's always a bad time. Could PSG reignite their interest in Rashford, says Jeff. A member of the club. He says, I mean, look, I think for Marcus Rashford, to me, it's right to drop him. Nobody's bigger than the club. So dropping Marcus Rashford is the right thing to do. However, it's also, to me, it's no deeper than that. Like, I still believe that Marcus Rashford could come on tonight and score the winner. In which case, he's not back. He's not fucking back. But we would celebrate it like he was back. And it might mean he's back. But look, I actually cannot believe we are sat here on December the 6th. And let me just say this for a moment. This is the stunning thing. I can't believe it's December the 6th and Marcus Rashford's still playing shit this season. I mean, the season started in August. I can't believe it. I'm like Ten Hag. I'm like some of you. I genuinely think at some point he will start playing well. But it's nearly halfway through the season. It's an incredibly long, bad run. And I do think he'll start scoring goals at some point, but I think it's right in December for him to be on the bench. You know, he's had a lot of chances, and now let's try this and see if being on the bench helps him. Or Lewandowski, since we need a senior striker, says Jack. Are you going to sing Outcast, sorry, Miss Jackson, if Jackson misses a chance, says Andrew81? I ain't saying nothing about Jackson. I've called him Michael Jackson. You know, I've said all sorts of stuff about him and joked. And but look, don't joke until the 90th minute. Thank you, Mark, for being a core pillar in calling things out and driving for change for the better of the game we all love, says Inbred Yeti. Thank you, mate. Thanks very much for your super chat. Joshua Davis says, always have respect to Ten Hag for having the same rules for everyone, even for someone like Rashford, best player last season, don't play well, don't play. Well, he's done it to Varane as well, Joshua. Blood and Steel says, important that we win today and against Bournemouth. After that, could be us getting knocked out of the Champions League and us being beaten by Liverpool. Yes, I think the next two games are huge. You're right. That massive game against Bayern Munich is next Tuesday, and then we've got Liverpool, where even I will say, I always predict a Manchester United win. I absolutely think that against Liverpool we get beat. So it's really important that we win these next two home games. I mean, we've got to win the next three when you think about it, because Munich, we've got to win to have any chance of going through. Maybe we don't have much chance, but we've got to win these next two games. If you assume that we're very likely to lose against Liverpool, then yeah, we've got to win today. We've got to win today. Just looking at Chelsea's bench, by the way, Badashil, Broha, Reece James, Petrovic, Matson, De Sousa, Gilchrist, Matos and Castledine. So their bench doesn't look very good, Chelsea. They're a funny club, Chelsea, because they've got loads and loads and loads and loads of players, but their bench is weak tonight. So, look, is there a vulnerability to Chelsea maybe? I don't know, but we need to go get it. Liverpool are winning 1-0, by the way, against Sheffield United. Van Dijk scoring with a Trent Alexander-Arnold assist, if you're interested in that. Hi, Mark. I'm Ten Hag in, and do you think we have to win tonight and against Bayern? And what are your thoughts on Rasmus scoring tonight, says Scott. Look, Rasmus is going to score at some point. There's no two ways about it. I'm absolutely convinced that he will do at some point. But I think if United win this game, it's going to be tight. I don't think we're confident enough at the moment to go and win this game 2 or 3-0. I don't think we're playing well enough this season to go and win this game 2 or 3-0. So I can see it being a tight game. And Chelsea got some good players. You know, I'm looking at their squad. They've got some good players. Hi, Mark. That was from Scott. Anyway, important that we win today and against Bournemouth. I've done that one from Blood and Steel. Mick says, Mark, it's sad our defence has been so bad. I bought Jackson into my fantasy Premier League. Mercs, that's very, very, very bad. And Jeff Austin's been a member for 12 months. Thanks to all the new members we've had so far. If you want to click and join the members club, you can do that. Thanks everyone who's been putting their comments in. Warren G says home support. Need to beat Chelsea. Trouble if we don't, says Jack. And Jake says he's a member. Beginning of the end for Ten Hag tonight if we lose, says Jake. Well, I mean, look, as a big fan of Eric Ten Hag, I still think it could be beginning of the end for him anyway now. Right, I'm just about to start this game. Chelsea are going to kick it off. Attacking the Stretford end first, which means we will do it. I have got Man City against Liverpool on. Man City against Aston Villa as well. Because it's Prime, we can watch 2 games at the same time. But we're just waiting for Chelsea to start the game here. Referee's waiting around. And away we go. What the fuck? Oh. I wonder what I've done there. Click the wrong thing. Oh, God. Don't worry. We'll get there in the... Oh, what am I doing? You're an absolute idiot. It's like someone starting the starter pistol and Goldbridge has just not tied his laces up here. Twat. We're used to it. It's okay. Thanks, mate. You're a ledge. Chelsea's having some early possession here. I'm just sorting the timer out. Hold on. Here's Jackson. Goes past Maguire, but Maguire says, "Get up." My timer is completely wrong here. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to wait for it to get there. Yeah, to be fair, it was a foul on Jackson, but you don't get those reviewed. There we go. Time is right with what I'm watching now. People might be all over the shop because it is people watching from all around the world. And it's also being streamed on Amazon Prime in the UK. So I'm sure people will be around different things. But if you want to sync in with us, that's the time we're at the moment. Let's see how this starts. I suspect when we see the stats carousel going round on the left, you can download the stats not the stats carousel, but you can download it from OneFootball. Bruno's just had a shot over the bar. You'll see as it goes round the what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Let me show you the stats. So as you can see, there's the team stats. 62% possession for Chelsea so far. I'm sure that will probably stay consistent across the game because I think Chelsea will look after the ball better and will look to counter. But you can get the individual player stats from the OneFootball app. Links in the description, or you can scan that QR code in the top right-hand corner. They have the individual player stats, so you can look at pass completions, tackles, etc. And it gives you all your latest breaking football news and live score updates as well. So check that out. Just in the door and can't believe Mctominay starting, says DJ. Mark, I don't understand why Eric isn't playing Varane. He's easily our best defender. Well, he's injured at the moment, Sam. And hold on. Here's Rasmus. Oh, I thought it was going to go in. It's one of those where Sanchez makes the save, but it's not. It's a strong hand, but it's not all the power. And I thought it was going to go in anyway. Catherine says, "Hi, Mark. Love the show. Two things. Any thoughts of someone on United Stand covering the women's team? I would volunteer. And I miss Dave. I hope he's well," says Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. Jeff Austin has been a member for 12 months as well. And thank you very much. So Man United got a corner here. Luke Shaw whips it in. Front post header by Lindelof. Easy catch by Sanchez. So first 3 minutes, in fairness to Manchester United, we've had a couple of shots. Rasmus's shot I'd like to see again. Perfect from this angle, actually. Hits it well with his left foot. Good save by Sanchez. I tell you what, that's a good shot. That's a good shot by Rasmus. Good shot and a good save. I mean, from where he is and how he hits it, he can't do much more than that. It's got to be a very good shot to beat the keeper from that angle and that distance. So, yeah, good shot by Rasmus there. We're happy with that. I will also keep you up to date on the Aston Villa game against Man City as well, both on Harry's legs open wider than a Thanksgiving turkey, says Slow Sports News. What a lovely thought. Thanks for your super chat. Here comes Delo down the right-hand side. Cross to the back post. I tell you what, that's a good cross by Delo. Delo's had a good start to this game. He's got on the front foot. And a lovely cross by Delo. You've probably got to look at Rasmus a little bit there and say, where is he? Or Garnacho. But very good cross, just nobody really there. So another corner for Manchester United here. An aggressive start from Manchester United's Vanja. And another corner for Manchester United. We've gone short this time. Luke Shaw back into Bruno. Little dinky cross. Headed away by Chelsea. They're good in the air. But United retain possession. It's been a good start, but he's given an offside. Jason says, is this a mid-table clash? Swivel on it, Jason. Lee Berman, one of our members, with his badge, says, this looks good so far. Good start. Lots of people saying a nice start. Cameron says a nice start. Tell you what, Villa have just had a shot as well. I think it was Leon Bailey, Leon Bailey's just had a shot at Edison. So Villa starting quite well. No Rodri for Man City as well. I'd love Villa to beat Man City. I'd love anyone to beat Man City. Bad kick out by Sanchez. This could be a goal. Anthony. Oh, if he had a right foot, he wants a penalty. Referee, he wants a penalty. McTominay should have passed. Anthony's down. It's a shame he hasn't got a right foot. Because this was good play. Rasmus plays him in. Comes in on his left. I tell you what, is that not a penalty? It's bloody late. It's late. People are saying never a penalty. They're never going to review that. They'll never review that. Caught him right on the ankle. They've not even shown a replay of it. That's a penalty. That's a blatant penalty. That is 100% a penalty. Is he going to have a look at it? He's going to have a look at it, is he? Yeah, he's going to have a look at it. This is a bloody penalty. Anthony delivering an assist already here. It's a stone waller. It's a stone wall penalty. He stomped on his foot. Send him off as well. Penalty and a red card. Yeah, you've got to give the penalty for that. It's late. And it's certainly not handsome. Look at that. Stone wall. Stone wall. I saw it at the time. He's got to give it. He's got to give it. Got to give it. Could give a red as well, says Savage. He's looking where the ball's gone afterwards. It's got no different. It doesn't matter where the ball is. It doesn't matter where the ball goes. The ball could go to fucking Lapland to see Santa. It's a foul. Look. Stamps on his foot. It's late. He's got to give it. Yes! Get in! Woo! Boom! Shakalak! Anthony delivering already. Get in! Anthony's delivered. Anthony delivers. Get in. Poch can't believe it. What can't you believe about that, Poch? It's a foul. This could be a great start. Bruno Fernandes. This is a great... Well, we've had a good start anyway. We've had a good start anyway. You see, Bruno here, Anthony, does an interview with the United stand. The very next day, provides a penalty. Now it's down to Bruno. We've had a good start. We've had a very good start here. Bruno's going to step up. Bruno steps up against Robert Sanchez. He's bloody missed it. He's bloody missed it. He's bloody missed it. Ah. This is a bad penalty, Bruno. It's rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. It's done that little hop and jump thing. Just fucking finish it, mate. They look so bad if you don't score. Ah. That penalty was bad. It was bad. You know, it looks great if it comes off, but basically it didn't come off. It's like watching you drunk aunt at a wedding dancing to ABBA and she don't know all the moves. Rubbish. All that good work from Anthony and Bruno misses a fucking penalty. Bloody hell. Tara says, great job, Mark, taking us through these tough times. Ten Hag never out. Great manager that has no proper backup. Trust the man and his processes, Taras. Got to get those heads up now. That's a big, big chance missed. Here's Garnacho. Luke Shaw makes the overlap. Man United have started off quite well. If that is anywhere else on the pitch, it's a red, says Thomas. And you can never even see the ref in slow-mo isn't looking at the ball in play. Good save and a pad pen, says Slow Sports News. And just disappointing. Disappointing not to be taking the lead there. Predictably, they go to Rashford on the touchline. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. We're on the road to 784,000 tonight. very close to that. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every night at 8 o'clock. Manchester United have had a good start here, but they've missed a penalty. Anthony's been fouled again here. Anthony's having a good start to this game, Mark, says Darry. Oh, the referee needs to find his cards. Look at that. It's being targeted here. But now Chelsea on the attack. Mudryk. Not Mudryk. Oh, foot of the post, or was it a save? I don't know what went wrong there. United were in possession. I think Amrabat made a mistake. Bad omen for United. Chelsea will grow into the game. Yeah, Amrabat plays a terrible pass. And it ends up being a 3v2. There's nothing that Maguire can do because he's standing still against Mudryk. But Amrabat does okay. Side netting. Big chance for Mudryk. To be fair, Amrabat gives him a bit of a shove. Well, what do you think about the start here, everybody? Zahid's liking the Dalot-Anthony link up on the right-hand side. Good start for Anthony, says Nash. He has had a good start. I like that. I do like that front three. I like the Garnacho, Rasmus, and Anthony front three. I do like it. Now, here we go. Garnacho into the box, down that left-hand side. He's going to have to go alone. I think he hit the post or the foot of the keeper. One of the two, and now it's Oh, here we go. We're in all sorts of shit. Mudryk has just... The lack of pace there, but well done, Bruno. Well done, Bruno Fernandes there. They had a 4v2 at one point there. They had a 4v2, and it was Mudryk running against at Lindelof and Maguire. That could have been trouble, but Bruno, fantastic recovery work there. I mean, again, Bruno seems to do more defensive work than Scott McTominay, but that's a nice ball into Amrabat. Drip Football says Bruno's shocking. He's just bloody saved us with a tackle, mate. Give him a chance. Hopefully they keep this up for the 90, says Connor. It's been a good start from United. Mudryk's getting a bit of stick. Keeper's back with the keeper there. That was a foot. It was a foot saved by. I mean, look. If you look at United, I mean, in this first 15 minutes, we've had two good shots. Well, we've had 3 shots on target, haven't we? We've had the penalty save as well. We certainly. I mean, look. The positive I would say. Let him speak, Simon, says Daniel. The positive I would say is that. A yellow card for Luke Shaw. That's not a positive. Didn't book Enzo Fernandez. I think it's for kicking the ball away. Stupid ref. This ref's a twat. But the positive start for United is that we've had Amrabat. Anthony. Oh, he probably should have played Bruno in. He got the shot on target. He probably should have played Bruno in. I was just about to say this, though. In the first 14 minutes, we've had 4... Look at that. Look at the stats. We've had 4 shots on target now in the first 14 minutes. 4 shots on target. I mean, that's more than we normally have in a month. The only problem is, as Jan says, one of our members with the badge says we should be taking the chances. Bruno's doing more defensive work than McTominay is the normal shocking, but we don't want this much back and forth, says SK. I think Anthony's got the right to shoot there. He's very central. Yes, he should slip Bruno in, but I think there's a lot of players in that position. Martial's going to shoot. Højlund's going to shoot. Rashford's going to shoot. Garnacho's going to shoot. Bruno's probably going to shoot in that position. But we've had 4 chances. I tell you what, it's a good game. I wouldn't like to predict where this is going to go. But it's been a good start from United. You do feel that we need to score, though. Very entertaining tonight, says Alistair. certainly reaction from Man United so far. Mike Mika says, I haven't noticed McTominay so far. McTominay's playing like Casper again, says AK. Thank you very much. Thank you, SK, for the super chat, by the way. You can do that through the $sign if you want. If you should do something, then you have no right. 100%, says Thomas. And we've also had a super chat from Gareth, who says, Mark, can you give a shout out to my mate Steve Randall? Man United through and through. Thinking of taking him to the United Stand show. Thoughts, says Gareth. Bring him along. Bring him along. I don't know whether we've got any tickets left, but you can check out through the link in the description. Monday night. Maino and Amrabat must play together as a double CM, says Mario Franco. This is heart attack football. The attack, counter-attacks have me on the edge, says the Inquisition. Yeah, I think first goal is important. Ronnie's been a member for 11 months. Thank you. Playing better without Rashford, says Joel. Early days, Joel. Early days. If I'm Marcus Rashford, though, and I'm sat on the bench watching, which he is, I am looking at this going, look, it's sometimes a team is better as a unit than it is with individuals. And lovely. Oh, Amrabat's not. He's intercepted it, but it's a bad pass. And Chelsea will counter. And here's Enzo Fernandez to shoot. And Onana holds on to that one quite well. Amrabat is the key until now. Mark my word, says Vitor. Still 0-0 between Villa and City, by the way. In the other games, most of them are at half-time, to be fair. 1-1 Brentford and Brighton. 1-0 Bournemouth, Palace. 2-0 Fulham, Forest. And Liverpool are 1-0 up at half-time against Sheffield United. Here is Anthony. Cross to the back post. Finds Bruno. Garnacho! Oh, another block. It wasn't. It was blocked by Anthony. It was Delo with the initial cross. Silva with the block. It's been a fantastic start by United, I've got to say. Bruno! Oh, little flick by Maguire, but it doesn't find anybody else. But here's Anthony again. Oh, he's broadcast that pass. McTominay, get a fucking move on. But Amrabat's done well. Good ball. Bruno's going to hit it. No, he's not. He's going to play it to Garnacho. The cross. Maguire! McTominay! Goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! Scott McTominay in the box again! The bird box king, or whatever you call it. And United have the start they deserve. It's been a great start. Maguire had the shot, it was blocked. And Scooby-Doo makes it 1-0 to Manchester United. I tell you what, put this guy in the box. He's like a polar bear taking a dip in the Arctic. Nothing phases him as he finishes ice smooth. 1-0. Scott McTominay with the goal. It's exactly what Manchester United deserved. Give a big shout out to Amrabat. Lovely ball into Bruno. Bruno fakes the shot. Garnacho wants it. The cutback is lovely to Maguire. And then it comes to McTominay, who finishes it into the bottom corner. And that's what he can do. That's what he can do in the box. Not else. He disappears anywhere else. But in the penalty box, deserved. Deserved. Lovely start from Man United. We've missed the penalty, but McTominay doesn't miss those in the box. And United lead 1-0. Get in. Lovely goal. Lovely, well-worked goal as well. Absolutely lovely. Amrabat, Bruno, Garnacho, Maguire, blocked shot. McTominay with the follow-up. Just play Scott as a number 9, says Germo. Well, yeah. He's invisible in the midfield, but he exists in the box. But a slip by Lindelof. He's too slow, Lindelof. Brilliant covering by Delo. Lindelof and Maguire's pace is going to get exposed here. We're breaking away too much. We have a team that backs Ten Hag. Either his buys, good professional like Delo or Lindelof and Shaw, or people in great form like Maguire and McTominay, says Joe. Just Play, Scott is number 9. Fullbacks are in sync with the wingers. 7 shots, structured press and winning the ball back in Chelsea's end of the field. Dare I say our best 15 minutes of the season, says Billy. Bloody hell, who would have predicted this? Fast in transition and aggressive, says Niall. Yes, Varane's injured, Paolo. United looking so solid. This definitely doesn't look like a team where half of the squad is turning on the manager, says Alec. Well, no, because he's picking players. He's picking players that are going to play for the manager, isn't he? You know, you go through that team. Onana, his signing. Delo, model professional. Lindelof, model professional. He's going to book Garnacho as well for bouncing the ball. He likes basketball, ref. What's your problem with basketball? He's just bouncing the ball. He's just bouncing the ball. This ref's a twat. This ref's an absolute twat. He doesn't book Enzo for stamping on bloody Anthony's foot, but he's booking Man United players for kicking the ball away and bouncing it. He's just checking if there's any air in it. I'm honestly surprised with the things McTominay did this season so far, says Ben. And we're so unpredictable. The confidence to keep the momentum for 90 minutes is not there. I can't wait to see how this team responds in the last few minutes, says the Moose. We need to keep our heads up and keep the momentum throughout the game. We need this win. Come on, United, says Jag. United looks solid, says Alec. Who would have predicted this, says Niall. And yeah, we've caught up there. But yeah, I was just going through the team for you for Manchester United. So you've got Onana, Ten Hag signing. You've got Delo, model professional. You've got Lindelof, model professional. You've got Maguire, who is going to back Ten Hag because he's put him back in the team. You've got Luke Shaw, who is a model professional. You've got Amrabat, Ten Hag signing. You've got McTominay, who, whatever you think about him, will put the effort in. Bruno, captain. Garnacho loves Ten Hag. Anthony loves Ten Hag. Rasmus loves Ten Hag. So that 11, whether it's good enough or not, is an 11 that's going to be behind the manager. And that is what we've seen here. But I tell you what, there's no ego in that front three. There's no ego in that front three at all. And I'm not saying that Rashford and Martial and Sancho are all ego. But there's no baggage. That's what I'm talking about. They're just young, hungry players. Whether they're good enough or not is their only problem. But they're just playing for each other, aren't they? Which is great to see. But I think there's a good chance Chelsea will score. We are being left open at the back. Apart from that one pass, Amrabat has been impressive, says Jace. Yes, I'd love to see Amrabat and Mainu together. Because as we know, McTominay, he can pop up with a goal, but he doesn't really offer anything in the midfield. Well, that's a good pass into Bruno. Here's Luke Shaw. It's balanced, Stephen. It is balanced. Luke Shaw's cross isn't good enough in that position. Feels like they've been told not to mess about at the back, passing it around with Onana. The keeper has been out the game so far, which is good, says Nick P. And Mario Franco says, got to give it to Casper Du. Disappears whole game and shows up when needed. Still should be benched if we're completely honest, says Mario. Anne says Rashford drains the energy from the team. It's still 0-0 between Villa and Man City, by the way. Stats, please, says Manscaped. I'll whack them up on the screen for you, being as you asked so nicely. There you go. About 50-50 possession. Look at that. 11 shots to 2. 5 shots on target to 1. Remember, we missed a penalty as well. It's been a very dominant opening 25 minutes from Manchester United. Mark, can you shout out Graham next door? His son is Chelsea and Graham is United. Love the show. Come on, United, says Trim. Here's a penalty. Oh, no. He should be booked. He should be booked. Why is the referee playing on? He should be booked for diving. Get Speedo a bloody ticket. He should be booked for diving. He shouldn't be getting away with this. Oh my God. He should be sent off for that. He should be sent off for that unless there's contact. He's booking Garnacho for bouncing a ball. That's disgusting, isn't it? What's this referee on? How can... You know, it's either a penalty or it's a dive. Like, how can you not book him? With these players loyal to... I mean, the referee's an idiot because he's actually spotted the dive and said no penalty and they should book him. With these players loyal to Eric, I think we can finally see people playing his tactics. He knows where these guys won't refuse his game plan and it works, says Joe. Rashid says, I wish it only gets better and better. I'm entertained today. And Jagdish says, we need to keep our heads up and keep the momentum throughout. We need this win. Come on, United. All of this squad is playing for the manager, says Luke Kelly. Love the channel. Thanks, Luke. Thanks for being a member. Can't believe that Sterling didn't get booked there. I mean, you literally are allowed to dive now. Disgusting. Prem referees are the worst. De Gea, United fan first. I just don't understand why he's not booked him. It's the most blatant dive in the world. And he says no penalty, but then he doesn't book him. Disgusting. Anyway, I'd like to get the second goal here because 1-0's nothing, as we know, in the Prem. Passing's been very crisp from United as well. I get the feeling that Ten Hag has told them to up the tempo as well. It's Pratt. Well, he's making up for the City offside, says Thomas Hopley. Lovely ball into Mctominay. Oh, he's done well to hold it up. Here's Delo. Garnacho. Oh, he just wouldn't come down, but he's done well there. Straight across. I tell you what, we're knocking on the door of number 2 here. We're knocking on... that sounds like I need a toilet. But no, it's lovely play by Delo. He whizzes it across to make it go to Garnacho. He just can't get it down quick enough. And the ball from Anthony into McTominay was good as well. Diving against the club you supported during your childhood. Absolutely disgusting. Show some class, Raheem, or should I call you Michael Phelps? Call him Tom Daly, Jack. Diver. Gino, welcome to Members Club. The articles from this week were definitely fired these guys up. We're better than them. Got to keep the pressure up, says Uncle Drew. And Anthony deserves credit for his work rate and creating chances from us winning the ball back high up. Great start. Rashi should take notes, says Sadiq. Dakota says, just want to say thanks to the community and everyone at the United Stand. You guys do more than you know for fans' mental health. Thanks, Dakota. Chelsea been surprisingly poor in this game. We should beat Chelsea. We have a good home record against teams in the bottom half, says Riz. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Chelsea have not been that good so far, but... Villa nearly scored there. Header over the bar. The passing has been crisp because people are passing and moving instead of taking tons of touches. Better, lads, says SK. Linesman slowing this game down with his battery pack. Should have put some new batteries in it, you prat. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's always the refs, isn't it? Always the fucking referees. It's a game of football in the Premier League and his batteries have run out. This is why people get injured, you knobheads. It's always officials, isn't it? This slows down the momentum. It slows down the game. Everybody's brain stops working. Thoughts on Arsenal, says David. Top of the league. Score prediction, says Franco. Allow journalists back only if they reveal the leaks, says Sam May. Well, my prediction was 1-0. Matt says the referee is contender for Pratt of the Week. I want the second goal here. It's Plan B, says now the momentum could be broken by the referees. Jeremy Clarkson and Caleb in attendance, says Perth. Yeah, I love that show. Oh, bad ball into Anthony. Good pass. McTominay. Blocked shot. Delo. Mctominay definitely plays as the number 10, doesn't he? He's definitely playing as the number 10. Slightly worried we aren't taking our chances here. Finishing and taking chances really is an area we need to get better at, says Matt. But you know what, Matt? I've got to be honest. You're absolutely correct. We've not taken the chances. We haven't taken the chances. But is this not entertaining compared to the way we play normally? Like K54 says, got to keep this up, maximum effort. I think this has been one of the most enjoyable 30 minutes as a United fan of the season. And the way we've moved the ball, and we've just done it again there. Garnacho, this is lovely play. Bruno, is he going to get the cross right? He didn't get that right. It was a shame, but it was lovely link-up play from United. The passing has been so crisp and sharp. I think it's been a really good half from Man United. And I can't believe it. McTominay with a free header on the 6-yard box, heads it straight at the keeper, gets the follow-up and hits it straight at the keeper. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't be able to do that again if you tried. This is a sitter. It's an absolute sitter for him. I tell you what. Oh, now look at what's gone and happened at the other end. Raheem Sterling, Jackson, Onana with the save. Oh, everybody's in on the act tonight. Onana's just saved a one-on-one. What a save by Onana. Massive save. Everybody's at it. Massive, massive save. I don't know how United got done on the break there because we're all thinking about the chance. Who was it who went through on one? Michael Jackson. He's bad. Who's bad? He's bad. Dun 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 dun. Ooh. Anyway, it's still 1-0. Look, let's be careful. They will get chances on the break, but it should have been 2-0 to Manchester United, and then it should have been 1-1 to Chelsea. But the way we've knocked the ball about, I know we've missed chances, and there, lo and behold, McTominay's just missed a massive chance. But I know we have missed chances, but I've got to say, it's been very entertaining from United. Very entertaining. This is such a fun game to watch, says Casper. And the performance has been so good going forward, but Amrabat has been so bad. Sloppy Chelsea decisions have saved him, says HW. I think Amrabat's played well. I think he's just rusty. Mark, my mum says you look like Darth Vader in your chair. We've got to win this match, says Tom. And thank you very much for your super chat, Tom. It wasn't Højlund that missed, no. Talk about casual fan. At this rate, Ten Hag should ban 4 more journalists, says Andre. No, I was going to say, I've never been a fan of Scott McTominay, but what I have always said is that if you get him in the opposition's box, that's where he's dangerous. Tonight, it's worked. It's worked. And I'm really surprised at how we've got hold of that midfield, because I actually thought Chelsea's midfield with Caicedo and Fernandes in it would be, you know, I think everybody would have predicted that they would be dominant. But Brighton are winning 2-1 against Brentford. Hinchelwood with the goal there. But yeah, we've really pressed as well as a team. But you know what? How have we been playing today, Mark? Heard good things at work at the moment, says Oliver. We've played very, very well. And you know why I think we've played well is because we've played as a team. Chelsea have really Chelsea are a bit shell-shocked, really. They would not have expected Manchester United to be able to press like this, but the energy and the cleverness of the midfield. Amrabat will pop out, McTominay will sit, Bruno will pop out, Amrabat will sit. The front three are moving around all the time. Look at Garnacho there, and then Luke Shaw will move forward as well, and mistakes will happen. The Arsenal who played Chelsea is so different now, says War Damn Canes. And the performance has been so good. This is HW, which we've read. Hi, Mark. Shout out to my buddy Keith. It's his birthday today, and he's enjoying the game, says Finn. Thank you very much. And Premier League needs to clone Kalina as a referee, says Jason. There will be chances for Chelsea on the break, and there is a chance here with Mudryk, and he puts it wide. They've had, Chelsea, I tell you what, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be saying we are rubbish on the break because they've had chances. Good pressure again from Anthony and Højlund, and United could win it back, and they have won it back, and it's with Rasmus again. He might hit this. He goes wide to Garnacho. He's going to have an overlap, and Luke Shaw was there again. It's very similar to Anthony's shot that was, where Bruno overlapped. A game where any Man United player would have performed well. Chelsea are in far more crisis than we are. Call me whatever you want, but nothing to celebrate and get ecstatic about, says Gamby. Gamby, you sound like one of those people who just want to be proved right that Ten Hag's not the right guy. I think United have played a lot better because it's a response to the weekend. It's at Old Trafford, but more importantly, the front six are working collectively and there's no weakness. If you want to press as a team and you've got somebody in your team that won't do it, then you can't press as a team. Simple as that. McTominay's gone down here. I don't know what happened. Oh, I think is he injured himself? What did he do? I don't know what McTominay's done here, but he doesn't look in a good way. This looks very, very concerning here. I don't know what it is. This doesn't look good for McTominay. I think what he's done is he's gone to tackle someone, and as he's kicked their leg, his leg went back, which means it could be ankle, knee. It'd be a shame if he goes off because actually, lovely play by Anthony there on Thiago Silva as well. What a game Anthony's had. I mean, Thiago Silva did get back at him though. But the work rate from the front lot has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I'm a bit worried about McTominay here. They've got a lot of people down there with him. Or is it his head? Or is it his wrist? Or is it his foot? I don't, it's hard to know what's wrong with him. Because where can I get the sweater? United Stand Shopify if you want to get any of our sweaters. We've also got this beauty as well. You might see it in the live chat. Links in the live chat, or you go to United Stand Shop, Spotify. He looks like he's all right. That's good to see. I thought he was... I think he might have hurt his hand. I don't think he hurt his foot. It's ribs. It's his ribs, says Savage. Okay, that's all right. I thought it might be his foot. We're finally seeing progress. No graveyard shift for Hoyle in this game, but I'm just glad we are seeing progress. None of this park the bus rubbish, says Joe. And anyway, going back to what Garnby said, he's not so happy about it. Still 0-0 between Villa and Man City. Yeah, I think there's just certain people in our fan base that are always going to be a little bit, you know, if you've made your mind up that you don't want Ten Hag to stay, and there are people like this in the world, we know we've got fans like this in our fan base, they've made their mind up, and they don't want Ten Hag to do well, even though, he's been subject to unfair treatment by the media and by certain players. They'd still rather stick with being proven right that he's not the right guy. But I think he is the right guy. I just think he's the right guy in the wrong circumstances at the moment. But McTominay's back playing and running around, which is good to see. I'd love to be 2-0 up at half-time because I think we deserve it. I think we deserve to be 2-0 up at half-time here. But what a fantastic half from United. Here's Rasmus. That's got to be a foul. You might want to get a yellow card out, mate. He's allergic to Buckingham. Buckingham. Not, that sounds like he's allergic to the royalty. Buckingham Palace. He's allergic to booking Chelsea players. But it's a free kick position here where it's a long way out. I tell you what, if we score from here, I'll be amazed. It's a very long way out. Luke Shaw's on it. Bruno's on it. I don't think that Sanchez in goal is that good. Bruno's going to hit it. Long way out. Deflects. Goes for a corner. Mixed feelings towards Scooby-Doo Mark, says Ankit. Look, to be honest, I said to you before the game, didn't I? I'm getting sort of Fulham vibes where I just want to win and I'm behind every player. I'm not gonna be. I don't have an agenda. I just think players are either good enough or they're not. And I don't genuinely think McTominay is good enough for Man United. But the one thing he is good at is, you know, he's sort of that false 9, traditional number 9, some number 10, Thomas Muller sort of player that. Ooh, what a shot that was. But then my problem with that is if we're going to use McTominay as the more advanced midfielder, Bruno's never going to be a number 8. So it leaves the number 6 exploited. You wouldn't be able to play like this against Liverpool. You'd get battered. And I think the way that United play, you've got to score first, really. If you don't score first, you're in big trouble with this system. And we saw that against Newcastle. It didn't work against Newcastle. But tonight against Chelsea, who obviously aren't as good a side, Anthony again putting in the hard yards, loses it there, but he did well to win it back. I know he might not be enough, but as far as earning a spot in the team, Scooby could teach a few of the slackers something, says Jack. Well, I think everybody can. I think everybody, you know, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof as well. They might not be consistently good enough for what we need, but their personality and endeavour is certainly standing out tonight. What's the stats on position goals this season, says Slow Sports News? I don't know what that means. Simon says the press has been fantastic. And I think Amrabat's been tidy. Someone said Rasmus was a ghost, Mark. Can you give him your glasses? He clearly needs them. Rasmus been good today. All that second ball, we win. It's on him, says Nagado. Free Sancho, says Marcus. You're probably the only one saying that. Can we keep it up, says Just Keevan, one of our members. 7 shots on target, says Gert. Lovely ball into Palmer. That's a goal. That's a goal. It's ridiculous. And this is the problem, isn't it? Defensively, we're just not enough. Absolutely not deserved. Totally not deserved that. It's you know what I feel like about that goal? I just feel like I've buried my dog and I'm come home and I'm chopping onions. I could cry. It's just there's no justice, is there? It's just I don't know what to say. Just typical. As someone just said in the chat, typical. Typical. It's always been the risk, to be fair. It's always been the risk from Chelsea on the break. Connor says, it makes my blood boil. Last season's defending feels like a lifetime ago, says Connor. Look, we haven't been defending well for months. We've just been playing teams that can't punish you. You know, teams like Bournemouth and sorry, we're playing Bournemouth at the weekend. Teams like Luton and Everton and Sheffield United and Brentford and Burnley, they can't score goals like that. They can't score goals like that. But better teams will take these chances. I've been saying it for weeks. We concede 10 shots in the box against Everton, but we don't concede. We concede 10 shots in the box against Newcastle. They only scored 1. We concede chances. And as well as we've played going forward, defensively, we're not quick enough. Maguire and Lindelof just aren't quick enough centrally, are they? And they've got a lot of pace, and that's what they're worried about. Let's see what this team is made of, says Daniel. I think Onana's got to save it. Mario Franco says the same. I'm sorry, but that's on Onana. Horrible reflexes. I think it goes so far. I think it goes so far with very little play. If the way that Palmer's hit that should be saved. It's not going quick enough. I could pick up the phone to Ben Foster and say, should he save that? And he'd say yes, because there's not enough power on it. If Palmer blasts that in the bottom corner, you're not stopping it. But at that pace, he should save it. And now, will the heads drop now? Well, it's not even will the heads drop. It's just, are they going to be tired now? This will encourage every team in the league. Play badly against United and still manage to score against them. Really poor, says Jim Jones. And do you think heads will drop as usual, Mark, says Absol? Well, I think Chelsea have had this problem for a long time. 8 minutes? Where's 8 minutes come from? Jay says, this makes you want to bang your head against the wall. It's a bit like playing in a team where you defend and play well, but you haven't got a striker to score. And I think United tonight are a team that's attacked well, but they haven't got a defence that can keep a clean sheet. Onana is a top heavy is too top heavy to be a top goalkeeper, says Jack. It's an interesting observation. I think we've played really well, just don't finish our chances. I feel for Højlund. He shouldn't be leading the line. We need an established striker, says Sean Turner. Bad positioning by Onana, says Chris. Lots of people saying they can't wait for the AFCON. Well, the thing is, Man United have played so well, and yet it's going to be 1-1 at half-time. So Chelsea can only get better, whereas I think Manchester United, they've got to go again. This is because of the linesman's battery, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Please get this terrorist football Mctominay out of my club, says Sean. And this is good. I want us to have a hard test to see what we're made of. We haven't been guns blazing. Good, but not great. Let's see how we react now, says Jevon. Fair point. Here's Amrabat. Look, for me, look, if this game finished now, I'd still take the positives from the. I know Rome wasn't built in a day. You've got players who are leaking against the manager, and I think the way that we've played in this 45 minutes has been decent. And you know, you look at the season so far. All right, we beat Brentford. We were shit. We were shit against Sheffield United. We were shit against Burnley. We were shit against Luton. I think you've got to take the positives. Garnacho, Anthony have played really well. Bruno's played well. McTominay's played well. Amrabat's been decent. Rasmus has been decent. Deleu's played well. Shaw's played well. Maguire and Lindelof have done okay as well, to be fair. Midfield non-existent again. Liverpool will have a field day, says Surgeon. Well, I don't think. Look, I'm not talking about Liverpool. Liverpool are going to beat us. I can't see any other result at Anfield. I think they'll overwhelm us. I think we could get battered. Of course, it has to be an ex-Man City youth proud. I hate that club so much. Just because I'm salty, put me in the ocean and I'd be the saltiest thing there, says Jack. And keeper's not come for that. Is Rashford coming on after 60 minutes already written in the playbook? There's no reason for him to be coming on today, says Robble. I wouldn't bring him on either. But he will. He will bring him on. RJ says, I can't stand Onana anymore. Give Bienda his chance. You know what? I do like Onana. And I'm tired of saying, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, terrible. Look at his positioning there. He's too close to his line. He's way too close to his line. Well, for all this work, we're going to be going in at half-time 1-1. Football can be a cruel mistress. It really, really can. I think he will bring Rashford on, but I wouldn't bring Rashford on. That's a foul on Anthony. I wouldn't bring him on. Like Anthony's playing well, Garnacho's playing well. What do you think about going for younger players and developing them for the future in January, as well as, for example, Joe Bellingham, says Weston. And thank you very much. Fulham are beating Forest 4-0, by the way. Distribution's been good today, says Sean. I mean, look, this is the difference between David De Gea and Onana, though. You know, David De Gea was experienced in not having a lot to do and then having to make a world-class save. You remember that save he made, was it away to Crystal Palace last season? Where he didn't have anything to do, and then it's going in the top corner, and he pulls off an amazing save. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I think that Onana just hasn't settled at the moment into being a Manchester United player. Ultimately he made a good save from Jackson. He did make a good save from Jackson. Too many games this season blown by this goalie, says DJ. It's disappointing. You know, I don't want to be saying this at half time. I'll get you the stats up on the screen. I don't want to be saying this at half time, but the cold, harsh facts are that when it comes to the cold, harsh facts, we are definitely in a position as a football club where this season, all right, we haven't played particularly well. I think we can all agree with that. We haven't played well this season, but the goalkeeper has cost us a lot of games. You know, Champions League, you're going away from home, scoring 3 goals in Galatasaray and Copenhagen and in Munich, and not winning games because of the goalkeeper. It's not good. It's upsetting, says Kieran. As I said, you know, I didn't even feel like having a rant, because I don't think that the team deserved to be ranted at. I think that the first half was, you know, a very decent half from Manchester United, but it comes down to an error by the goalkeeper that, as I say, if Carlton Palmer whacks that in the bottom corner, no goalkeeper saving it, but he rolls it in the bottom corner. And the problem is, when you see it back, and you'll see it again at half time, Onana's starting position is completely wrong. He's got, you know, Palmer's going away from the goal and Maguire's covering the bottom corner. So it's the only shot he's going to take, if you're clever, is going to be back across the goal. And yet he's moved too far across his goal, and his starting position for me is too close to his goal line. He needs to take a step forward and a step to the left, and then he makes it easy save. We're not talking about a metre. We're talking about half a metre further forward and half a metre further to the left. And you know, at the highest level, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to angles. If he's half a metre further forward, you know, we're talking about that much further forward and that much to the left, he makes the save. He's too far to the right, and he's too close to his goal line, and he makes the save. And it's really frustrating because he's made a decent save from Jackson, but he's going to let a P-roller in. Time for Garnacho to evolve again. He becomes a pacey 7 or a tricky 1, says Ree. And between Anthony and Amrabat for man of the match so far, says Darry. Mark, Onana is to blame. Strikers should put easy chances away. Dangerous narrative to blame Onana, says AKA. No, I'm talking about Onana is a drop-off from De Gea. That's what I'm talking about. Whether you want to blame him for the game or not is up to you. You know, McTominay's missed a sitter, an absolute sit. I know he scored one, but he's still, you know, it's like saying Onana made a good save and then he's at fault. McTominay scored a goal and then he's missed a sitter. Like, McTominay should have scored. It should be 2-0. Bruno should have scored the penalty. It should be 2-0. There's been other chances, but, you know, Garnacho should have fed Luke Shaw. Anthony could have fed Bruno. We should be 2-0 up. And Kiz is right. Lindelof's got to close Palmer down better. I agree with that. Lindelof's got to do a lot better there. Luke Shaw shows him inside. Harry Maguire covers the front post. Lindelof's got a right to go closer. But look, sometimes a shot goes through. And once the shot goes through, Onana's got to make that save as well. It wasn't anywhere near good enough from Onana. But, you know, United should not be 1-1. Same like Alisson and Edison, have nothing to do but pull a great save at the right moment. That's what separates the keeper and the top keeper, says Mohammed. And that's what I'm trying to say. You know, I've seen David De Gea, Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar and Alisson at Liverpool. I've seen them have nothing to do and then they make a worldie. And the thing is there, I think Onana's overall game has been okay. Okay is not good enough at Man United. You know, you might have 40 minutes where you've got nothing to do and then you've got to make a save. And this is the problem with Onana at the moment. He's not a Man United goalkeeper. He's an Inter Milan goalkeeper. He's an Ajax goalkeeper. As a Man United goalkeeper, you've got to pull these saves off. You can't keep having lapses of concentration like we saw last week in Turkey and tonight. You know, you can't do it. You know, people will say, but he saved the first one. You've got to save them all. At Man United, it's like McTominay, but he scored the first one. He's got to score the second one. You know, if you want to make a good save and then make a mistake, go and play for Everton. If you want to take a chance and then miss a sitter, go and play for Everton. In the top 4, you score a good goal, but you know, what's that saying? You're only remembered for your last hit. So we remember Onana for letting a goal in, and we remember McTominay for missing a sitter. Despite them both, one scoring and one making a good save, you've got to be better than that. I honestly don't think Onana is at fault for that. We also need to remember he's not had a solid, consistent defence in front of him all season, says Joshua. But Joshua, what's that got to do with making a save? He's got to make that save, whether you think he's to blame or not. I'm telling you, he's got to make that save. And I spend a lot of time with Watto, and who was ex-England goalkeeping coach, and Ben Foster, whose record in the Premier League stands up to a lot of goalkeepers. And I've learnt a lot from them. And I'm telling you now, that he should save that. Mark, a bad goalkeeper destroys the morale of the entire team. A good keeper gives everyone the confidence to run. Onana is a worse signing than Mount, says Parker. Thank you very much. And when bad meets the worst, we have a shit show, says Watermelon. Well, second half's going to be very interesting now, isn't it? I want to talk about that. Onana looked like he's hopping, then diving. I've seen enough of Onana. Time for the reserve goalkeeper, says Igshan. And Onana is not diving for the save. He's jumping towards the ball, says Mojo. And I know everyone loves a good Onana bashing on the channel, but really we should be 2 up. Yes, it was a P-roller, but that's some angle Palmer found, says Nick P. Well, we'll see it again now. But you're right, Nick. We should be 2-0 up. 100% we should be 2-0 up. And the thing is as well, it's like missing a penalty. It's like the referee's been poor. It's 1-1 at half-time. There's been a lot of good performances in that half. And we've got to go and do it again. Because guess what? Football games are full of injustice. They're full of mistakes. And they also go on for 90 minutes. It's 1-1 at half-time. We've got to dust ourselves down and go again. BG says The Sopranos or Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad for me. And he says, and Anthony's been poor. If you think Anthony's been poor, you must think Rashford and Martial aren't even footballers then. Because that 45 minutes from Anthony is probably one of the better 45 minutes we've seen on the right wing all season. I thought, you know, he's still a bit rusty, I'll give you that. But good performance. Definitely a good performance. Mark, after that half, if the news about the dressing room losing faith is true, it's not these players, says Martin, 100%. And Richie says, we look good. McGonaghy tracks as good as a derailed train. He leaves holes in our midfield constantly. Get him off, says Richie. Look, McTominay's a really interesting player. He scores a goal. It's like man of the match for idiots, isn't it? You know, when you used to watch football 30 years ago or 20 years ago, and the guy would go, man of the match is Scott McTominay because he scored a goal. And some people are still blinded by that. And McTominay in the box is a real threat. But if you know your game and you know your football, the midfield, it does get overrun with McTominay in there and Bruno. It's not just McTominay, it's McTominay and Bruno. It gets overrun because both McTominay and Bruno want to get in the box. You can't have a midfield three with two midfielders that want to get in the box. You can't. You will get caught on the break. And Chelsea caught us on the break, I can think of 5 times. We're getting caught on the break with 3v3s and 4v3s because Amrabat's on his own. And I get why we've done it today. We wanted to press high up the pitch. We wanted to create chances. And it has worked. Like, you can see what... I can totally see what Ten Hag's doing because it's worked today. We could have been 2-0 up. We've pressed high. We've got people in the box. It has worked. But it won't work at St James's Park. It won't work at the Etihad. It might not work at Brighton because intelligent teams will play through you. Chelsea, for some reason, have not been able to play through us. But his weight is always on the wrong foot, says Flack. Well, I think they're going to show it here. No, that's the first half. That's the pass from Amrabat that they're showing some chances. Game of 2 mid-table sides, says Duncania. Far too open and wasteful. The top four would wipe the floor with this trash. Pressing well, but losing it straight away, says Duncania. Mate, I don't disagree with you about that. I think that we will get smashed by anybody in the top four, but that's... why is it, as a Man United fan base, we go from we're absolute shit to playing well, and then everyone's like, yeah, we might be playing well, but a top 4 team would beat us. Like, we're not a top 4 side. We've been absolute shite this season, and we've just put in a good 45 minutes. It's a small little step forward, but you're right, we would get absolutely punished by decent teams, but we've known that all season. We're trying. It is still survival football, but it's better than what we've seen. Idu says that Mark McTominay is a striker. Chelsea will come out second half better than United, as filling coffins. And does the weight of the jersey bear heavy on Onana, says Ankit. And defenders should be closing Palmer down, says Mike. Welcome to the Members Club, Angel. Thank you very much for joining and supporting the channel. You'll see a little badge next to your name now. Legend. What do you think happens in the second half, Mark? Well, look, as you can see, 52% possession for Chelsea, which is surprising. But we've had 18 shots with 7 on target. They've had 5 with 3. Here's the chance again. Yeah, Onana's in a terrible, terrible position here. Just look at... As you're watching this back, watch Onana's position. He's too close to his goal line. Look at that. It's too close to his goal line. He's way too close to his goal line. 1 step forward and he saves that. No, that's on the keeper. I'm sorry. But look, second half. There's 2 questions. Can we keep that up in the second half? Or is that Man United shot the lot, physically? Second question. Is it already written in stone that no matter what, Anthony's coming off for Rashford? Because if that is written in stone, then that could have an impact on the game as well. Either Rashford comes on and finally plays well, or Rashford comes on and we lose something. To be honest with you, you shouldn't have substitutes ready to go before a game. I would not change that front 6 at all until somebody's knackered. That might be the 70th minute. McTominay's been good. His positioning, initiative and grit has been good. He's in the right place at the right time, says Kizza. Alan Shearer is so biased. He hates United so much. He didn't think there was enough to overturn the decision. Clear-cut penalty, in my opinion, says Darry. Alan Noonan says, good. I mean, what's Shearer moaning about? We missed anyway. Just because Harry Kane's better than him. Good first half, more like it. Don't know how we are drawing, hopefully more the second half, but why is said about United than Chelsea, says Alan Noonan. And yes, thank you, Mark. So much negativity. I've really enjoyed the first half and seeing some positive attacking play. Garnacho has Cucurella on toast, says Jack. And I think as well, it's important to mention that the way that the front 6 have played has been fantastic. You've got to say it. The way the front 6 has been playing has been brilliant. Apparently Reguilon's coming on, by the way, which means Luke Shaw's probably injured now. Fucking hell. Unless he's taking Lindelof off. He might be taking Lindelof off to bring a bit of pace in at centre-back. But that front six today is probably the best front six we've seen this season in relation to the press. I know when they play through us, we're in trouble. And that is a problem. But the front six, in the way they press, really is a strong message to fans about pressing. You can't press. Rasmus Højlund could be the best presser in the world, but if his right winger and his left winger and his midfield don't press with him, it's a pointless exercise. What we've seen today is a collective press from everybody. Everybody willing to put in the work every second. And that's why Chelsea have struggled to play through us. But if you've got a weak link who's not tracking back or not running, and I think we all know what we're talking about here, then the press doesn't work. And that's the difference between what we've seen this season and what we've seen today. They may not be our best players, but they certainly are integrating the press. Jehan says, Rashford being best mates with Sancho is the reason he's behaving the way he is. Hope Erik Ten Hag doesn't bring him on, doesn't deserve it, says Jehan. Are they best mates, though? I don't know. Coney, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Ben Foster has said sometimes a goalkeeper needs a break and be benched to catch their breath. Andre has played every single game, including the cup games, and maybe he needs a break, says Yo. And Daniel Lee, welcome to the Members Club as well. Thank you very much for that. Just before the start of the second half, don't forget, we're sponsored by Manscaped. This is the Handyman. It's absolutely fantastic. If you love a quick, clean shave, it will take it all off. I just use it around the stubble areas, like on the neck and around there and there. Fantastic. You've got the lawnmower for down there. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger, the weed whacker for up the nose if you need that, and this is what I use mostly. It's the beard trimmer, lots of different lengths, get a nice good shave. You can get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TUS. Links in the video description, scan the QR code. These are fantastic presents if you're looking for presents for your man at Christmas. Not your mam, don't get them for your mum. She don't need a nose trimmer. Do women get nasal hair? And they shouldn't be having a shave. But if you get them for your man, M-A-N, Manscaped. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Free worldwide delivery and 20% off with the code TUS. Fantastic products. You'll absolutely love them. Treat yourself for Christmas or get someone one for yourself. Lindelof is apparently coming off, and I don't disagree with it. Put Luke Shaw at left centre-back. Put Reguilon at left-back. I do not disagree with it. There is a lack of pace centrally, which Chelsea have been exploiting. So Ten Hag has spotted something there. Regista says Lindelof off at half-time. I think at the end of the day, he needs to bring in some pace. He needs some pace centrally. And, you know, you've got to take either Lindelof off or you've got to take Maguire off. And I think it would stand to reason that at the moment, Maguire's probably in the better form. Bounty Hunter, thanks for the super chat. And Harry Barham says that Amrabat has mistakes in him, but the stability and ability to play six in comparison to Eriksen and McSauce has provided so power to the middle, says Harry. You know what I think about Anthony and... I also what I think about Anthony and Amrabat tonight is fantastic endeavour and work, little bit rusty. More games, they'll get better. I think people are thinking Amrabat's just going to come in and play really well. He's not played in this league before, and I think he's he's just adjusting to the league quite rightly. Same with Anthony. He hasn't had a pre-season, bit up and down. I think you've got to give him a little bit of credit that they will be rusty and they'll get better with more games. So here we go for the second half. Chelsea made a change at half-time as well with Reece James coming on. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we'll have the match reaction straight after this game where we'll do the player ratings you can vote for. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And then we've got the fan forum after that as well. Games are coming thick and fast here. Bournemouth on Saturday afternoon at Old Trafford. I think Bournemouth are winning at Crystal Palace at the moment as well. Half of this United team could do with Manscaped to actually see if they have any bollocks. Cracking show, Mark, says Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. Well, the interesting thing about the second half is you know, Chelsea was so bad in the first half and United was so good. Can United keep that momentum? Because you could argue that things can only get better for Chelsea. Good interception. Here's Garnacho. And he puts it out for a throw-in. It's hard. You know what? I was just thinking there as well. I'm not going to say it, but it's also hard to know what's good in this game. You know, obviously you want to win, but part of me thinks, you know, that there's potential to say that a point might not be bad. Is Reguilon? Yeah, Reguilon's playing left back. I've not been impressed with Chelsea, though, tonight, I must admit. Shut up, Poch. No to a point, says Sean. No, I wouldn't take a point based on the first half, but especially when you look at how many shots we've had. Bloody hell. It's like a stag do. There's that many shots. Here we go. Bruno, where are we going? Bad touch. Maguire's going to win that. Keep the work rate going. Ben to smell my cheese. 0-0 between Villa and City, by the way. Oh, here we go. Sterling. Well done, Luke Shaw. I do feel a lot more confident with Luke Shaw at centre-back. Do you think we'll start to see Martial and Højlund starting in the midfield soon too? Essentially the same as having McUseless there. Come on, United, says Sean. Is that a corner for Chelsea? Yeah. Yeah, I do feel better with Luke Shaw at centre back. I mean, for me, last season, bloody hell, back post header for Jackson. Who's bad? I'd have scored this. Look at this. He's on the back post with a free header. How high is it? Bloody hell, he's rubbish. He's so rubbish. Harry Ruff says Shaw should have had a red. You can't send somebody off for kicking the ball away twice. I mean, book them, yes, but you can't send somebody off for kicking the ball away twice. Come on. Hee hee. Why can't you? Because it's bloody stupid. Common sense. Be stupid. It's been a bit of a slow start to this second half, if we're being honest. Another injury here. Is it Mudryk? Yeah. Worry Reece James could cause problems for Reguilon, says R. George. Rashford being best mates, we've done that one. Done that one as well. Thanks for your super chats. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Garnacho, edge of the box. Let it go, let it go. We should have let that go, Reguilon. Bruno was free. Garnacho wins a corner. Haven't really been keeping an eye on the Man City Villa game, if I'm being honest. apparently Martinez has had a good game for them. I'd take Martinez at Manchester United in goal every day of the week, yeah. And just the personality. You know, knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Bruno with the cross. Not a very good one. Chelsea could break away here. Luke Shaw's got to be careful, actually. He's on a... Keep an eye on Luke Shaw, because at centre-back, you're making a lot of tackles, aren't you? Here's Mudryk. Blistering pace. The yardage that Mudryk has made there is just incredible, because United's defence is scared of the pace. I mean, he's won a corner from that, and if he didn't have pace, then you'd be closing him down on the halfway line. But he goes from the halfway line to the edge of our box. It's very fast, Adore. Very, very, very fast. Get McTominay off. I don't think we should be surprised about McTominay. He doesn't offer a lot in the midfield, but can offer something in the box. Do you think Bruno loses efficiency as game goes on because he runs around? I'd liked him to calm, but feel like he doesn't trust his teammates, says Jay. Well, he's playing in a midfield three that's got Scott McTominay in it, who doesn't really track back, so Bruno has to do it. So, of course, he's going to get tired. He's not superhuman. I read something today that in Europe, Bruno Fernandes has played more minutes than anybody in the last 12 months. Nepo says that we already look terrible this half. Oh, here we go. Garnacho. Into Reguilon. Cross. Not good enough. Good pressing from United again, though. If he brings Rashford on, I think it's risky. I think it's really risky to bring Rashford on. This game has been built on hard work. And I think, to me, it's too much of a knife-edge game. If you bring a player on that's not in tune with the work, then the balance could shift very quickly. Good play by Maguire there. Reguilon. Amrabat. Does well. Does well there, Amrabat, under pressure. Into Delo. Looking to overlap. Anthony needs to find a pass. Wins the foul. Needed to find the foul there. What about Van der Beek, Mark? Liverpool are winning 2-0, by the way. Szoboszlai, 90 plus 4. Brighton have won 2-1 against Brentford. Bournemouth have won 2-0 at Palace. I mean, we're playing them on Saturday. Fulham have beaten Nottingham Forest 5-0 as well. That puts Brighton above us with that win. We're in 8th place even though we're winning. Is that right? Bournemouth are playing well at the moment, Christian. Oh no, intensity levels are dropping. We're making stupid mistakes. I have a feeling Rashford should be subbed on, says Leo. No. Good header by Amrabat. Just need to keep hold of the ball. Maina one for Scotty. Rashford stay on the bench, says Danny. Here's Garnacho. He's going to lay this off, surely. Oh, good shot. Good shot. Good playing. Good play by Garnacho there. Individualism. Sees the space. Cuts inside. Gets the shot off. Sean Dyche. What are you doing here, Sean? Well, I fancied a game. I was just popping down to my gravel supplier in Manchester. Everton have got Chelsea at the weekend. Great show, Mark. You played the game, says Scott. I've played the game. Yeah, Everton are playing Chelsea on Sunday, so... It's a scrappy first 10 minutes here. It's certainly not the game it was in the first half. We're not... Chelsea couldn't even pass the salt, says Jace. Yeah, it's 50-50 this game at the moment. Benji, I'll read yours in a moment, but Chelsea are on the attack here. And I think there was an offside in the build-up, just stretching out my back. People in the chat saying Villa are all over City. Well, it's still 0-0 there. And as we know, I'd take Man City drawing at Villa as long as they don't win. Keeps the title race very interesting, doesn't it? But you know Man City will just find a goal at some point. Are you happy, says Joe? I'm happy with the performance in the first half. I think the second half has become a little bit sloppy. Maybe tiredness has crept in. I mean, that's always the danger, isn't it? United were very, 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 very good in the press in the first half. And you do wonder, for a team that doesn't do that a lot, whether they're used to doing it. And can they keep it up? Would you take Dyche at United to Selwyn? Absolutely not. While I appreciate your tactical analysis, your Dyche and Michael Jackson impressions is why I'm here, says Aditya. And hi Mark, intensity is much better, looking like a team rather than individuals. Love to see it, says Horn. And Benji says, I guess that's it for Varane. Shame really, but I guess if they are looking to be smarter, they would prefer two younger centre-backs. Yeah, it's very surprising what's happened with Varane, in the sense that he's way better than the centre-backs that we have. So I don't know how it's ended up being like that, but yeah. Leo says, I was joking about Rashford being subbed on. I wish we had Ahmad on the bench. Do you agree? I don't know what's going on with Ahmad. Corner to Man United. Another bad one into the front post. Brian Kennedy says, is there praise for McTominay today, Mark? Yes, I think there was in the first half. I still think it leaves us a little bit weak in the midfield with him in there, because him and Bruno both like to be a little bit more attacking, don't they? But good tackle. Good tackle. Garnacho picks it up. Nimish makes a good point. Why is the referee not booked any Chelsea players? Well, very good point. No idea. Savage says, look at the Amrabat press. It's not lost on me, mate. I think he's growing into the game. It amazes me that people judge Amrabat on literally probably, I don't think he started 2 games in a row. In a league he's never played in before. Like, he'll get better the more he plays. Zion says, would you bring on Rashford? I think you've got to make subs. Part of me says you've got to make subs, but then part of me thinks, I don't know what that does for us. Is it risky? Garnacho again. Is that Reguilon? Not a good cross. His crossing's not been good so far, Reguilon. That's the ball. That's the ball. Bruno. Garnacho. Overhit the cross. That'll go for a throw-in. Would you take off Højlund, says Jacob? Well, there is an option to do that because Rasmus is still... I don't know whether Rasmus can do 90 minutes. So don't be surprised if Rasmus comes off and there's some like booing because it's Martial. I mean, Rashford's warming up. He'll bring him on. He'll definitely bring him on. Have they been told Varane only centre-back can sell, says Luke? Why not do shorter formers since they get past first man, says Brian. Could you put Rashford on for Højlund? You could do. You could do. Here's Garnacho into Bruno. Into Anthony. Oh! It was deflected. It could have been it would have been lucky, but it could have been a goal. I don't know what the initial shot from Anthony was meant to do, but it definitely deflected outside of the foot. Yeah, I think his initial shot was probably going to cause him more problems. Another corner to United. We are 8th in the league because we're drawing, of course. I keep thinking we're winning. Bruno's crossed the back post. Oh. Luke Shaw, handball referee! Handball referee! Handball referee! Handball referee! He's just not... He put his whistle in his mouth and then he bottled it. Come on. At least give the penalty and then they can change their minds. Everybody knows that looked like a pen. Referee, come on, mate. I don't know whether it was a penalty or not. It looked like one. Here's Bruno. Whips a cross in. The crossing's been poor from United tonight. Doesn't look like there's going to be a VAR review here. It's gone too long, surely. Oh, no. He's saying stop the play. Stop the play. Yeah. I think that's a penalty, I do. I think that's a penalty. It's gone long enough. Hands out. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. 100% a penalty, that. That's a penalty. Come on. That's a penalty. Straight on his bloody hand and his hand's out like that. They just don't want to give two. What's this live win probability? 34% Chelsea, 29% United. Don't like that. I don't care whether it hits his hip first. It's going in. Here's Garnacho. I think United have done well the last 5 minutes. I feel like we're more likely to score. Chelsea have done sod all. Lovely play by Bruno. And then the shot's wild. He got a corner, though. Look at this by Bruno here. See you later, Casido. And it was a corner as well. I think Bruno's had a good game. Yeah, listen to this. Villa have had 16 shots to Man City's 2. How were Villa not winning? Luke Shaw with the cross this time. Mctominay! Oh, straight at the keeper. That's the trouble with McTominay and Maguire. They're very good in the air, but they're not very good at directing it. $63 minutes, half an hour to go. Yeah, I mean, look, he's got to look at his bench anyway. Just for fatigue points of view. But good intercept, good tackle by Maguire there. He needed to make it. Bruno. Reguilon, lovely ball. Anthony, take a touch. Does well. Into Garnacho. Oh, it's the final ball. It's the final ball. Ten Hag's doing the birdie song. Can't beat a bit of the birdie song. Probably can't call it that. This is the best we've looked in weeks, says Alec, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, that was a handball, says Leo. Well, I'll do a poll on it. I think it's a penalty. Democracy, was it a penalty? We're not getting it. Here's Anthony. Bad pass. Bruno. Nah, he's giving a foul. I don't know why. I don't know what that win probability's got Chelsea winning for. I think they've done nothing in the last sort of 10 minutes. It's all been hers. Where are the subs, says Jude. Well, I was just going to ask that. What subs would you make? I'd I'd say if the players don't need subbing, don't take them off. The only reason I'll be really honest here, I wouldn't make subs. You know, Eddie Howe didn't do it last week. Pep's not done it before. I wouldn't make any subs because the only reason I'd make subs is if people are tired. If you make subs, then you could completely ruin the flow of the game. At the moment, the last 10 minutes, we've been the better side. Give Hoyland the next penalty. Get him off the mark, says Keno. Hi, Mark from Kilkenny. I feel so depressed and want the end of the pain, but your watch-along helps a lot. I know you'll hear this a lot, but you're a hero. Thanks, Alex. Lovely message from Alex there. Oh, someone just said in the chat, Garnacho looks gassed. Well, that's what I mean. If you need to take a player off because they're tired, by all means do it. But I really wouldn't be looking to break the flow of the game. You don't have to make a sub as well. I mean, Pep, many a time Pep doesn't make subs. I think we've just come accustomed to making subs because we're normally a bad side, but I don't think we've been bad in this game. Lovely play, Anthony, into Mctominay. Give it him back. Give it him back. Corner. Nice little play. I like the way that Delo and Anthony have just played the ball today. Villa have scored! Villa have scored! It's Leon Bailey! It's a massive, massive goal. They deserve it. Villa lead. That's a massive goal. A massive goal in that game. I will get excited because there's only 15 minutes to go. They've been the better side. Man United with the cross. Delo, edge of the box. Who wants it? Reguilon. Oh, he should have hit it first time. He's gone wide to Bruno. Bruno. Oh, again, another bad cross. Our crossing's not been good today. Amrabat. Headed away. Second ball's got to be won. Anthony, lovely. Keeps it simple. Into Bruno. Will he give it him back? Back into Anthony. He might shoot. It's over. Bailey's goal went in from a deflection, by the way, for Aston Villa. So I don't know who got the assist. Love what Beth said today about the Anthony interview. Finally, some public backing Eric ten Hag deserves, says Benji. Exactly. 54% of you think United should have got a penalty and 46% say no. So quite a split, really. Good ball by Maguire into Reguilon. Wide to Garnacho. Across the back post. He's done it again! He's done it again! I can't believe it. I was just waiting to see who'd scored it, whether there was going to be an offside. He's done it again! Scott McTominay. I tell you what, this lad, when he's in the penalty box, he is colder than Jack Frost's arse in an ice bath. Absolute cold. He's so cold finishing. Ice cold, Scott McTominay from the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. He's not really. He doesn't even speak like that. It's 2-1 to Manchester United. It's a Garnacho. It's a lovely ball by Maguire. Feeds Reguilon. Finds Garnacho. Pings it up to the back post. Miles onside. Miles onside. There might be something about a push in the box. Keep an eye out for that. It just felt like Chelsea might appeal for this. Wait a minute. You know when you react to a goal and you just think, oh, I'm just thinking, oh, here. Are they going to get something? They're reviewing it. I told you, don't get too excited. This might get chalked off. You know, you can just tell when a goal goes in. It's like the Maguire one at Fulham, isn't it? You just got that sense that it wasn't clean. Lots of people in the chat haven't figured this out yet. They're still talking about playing McTominay up front. I'm worried about this. I mean, there might not be anything in it, but there's certainly enough for them to review it because the player goes down shoved. The goal's been given! Get in! Get in! Get in! Get in! That's lovely. I was going to go mad. I was going to go absolutely mad because I was going to say, it's all right to push bloody... What's his name? What's his name? Gabriel. 2-1 to Manchester United. Shove your predicted scores up your arse. We were the better team for the last 10 minutes. We deserve that. This is the reason that VAR needs to be removed. Absolutely takes the joy away from goals, says Robert. We got there in the end. And Mctominay is what Weghorst wanted to be. I swear he's from Lancaster, not even Scotland. Love him anyway. Come on, lad, says SK. And Scott number 9, says Gurmo. Nah. Well, yeah, I mean, Rasmus just doesn't seem to get any chances, does he? Ole Gunnar Mctominay gets in, says Jabed. Oh, he's missed a sitter. Anthony played McTominay in. It could have been 3. City are losing, United winning, says Dylan. Look at this. Again, pressure. Anthony. Look at this from Anthony. Oh, it could have been another one for McTominay. Well, I tell you what, I tell you who deserves a clap as well. Erik ten Hag. Not made any subs. Højlund's always in the right spot, says Miles. Oh, Højlund puts so much work in, but I suppose everybody else benefits from the moves that he makes. This would be a big win for United if we can get it. Chelsea been shit second half. I've got to be honest. Chelsea have not been good second half. I know we were a little bit worried about how we started the second half, but Chelsea been terrible. I told you at the beginning, Mark, Amrabat is the key. He's everywhere. Talking, helping, passing, recovering, just saying what a team effort today, says Vita. Yeah, I think we had a bit of a shaky end to the first half and a bit of a shaky start to the second half. But for the vast majority of this game, we've defended and as a team really, really well. Really, really well. Corner to Chelsea. Greedy, he should have played Højlund in, says Dari. Conspiracy theories on VAR, I'm starting to think, says Bjorn. Right, we don't want any silly mistakes at the back. Amrabat always showing for ball, variety of passing, says Common. Thank you very much, mate. Here's Garnacho. Oh, what a tackle that was. He's through 1-on-1. You can't believe it. Bruno. Another corner. McTominay needs to be respected as a striker, says Umzil. Good pass out by Onana. Mark, what if we see a Scooby-Doo hat-trick? Mate, I said it before the game. If he scores a hat-trick today, you get the praise. You get the praise. Somebody just said in the chat, do you think we should be taking off Garnacho? He's looking tired now. Well, he's got options, but he might want to... Ten Hag might want to just prove a point. He might want to prove a point and say, you don't just come on. You're not coming on. Lovely Amrabat. Look at that. Amrabat and Anthony tracking back there. I love it. I got goosebumps there. Amrabat's been brilliant. I told you. I told you not to write Amrabat off. He's been injured. He came in late. He played at left back. I did say don't write him off. Imagine what we could be if we had Amrabat and Casemiro. Has nothing to do with the current game, but I'm curious. Start, bench, sell if you were starting a brand new team. Garnacho, Maino, Højlund, says Edgar. Well, they're all different players. Guess I should rephrase this. The biggest problem with Ten Hag is he doesn't know what he's got. He lost a world-class goalkeeper and is losing a world-class centre-back because of whatever, an ego. Scooby scoring is papering the scraps, says John. Start, bench, sell, Mainu, Garnacho, Højlund. I'd start Garnacho, I'd bench Højlund, and I'd sell Mainu. But you're telling me to do something about 3 players I really like. What did you give Anthony in that interview, says Hugh? Magic. Magic. I'm really pleased for him. You know, he's some of the stuff he said in that interview was really going to put a target on his head. You know, you look at what Scholes he said on Instagram. He was putting a target on his head, and there'd have been a lot of people waiting to give him a 4 or 5 out of 10 tonight. There would. And that, to me, shows a player with character. To do an interview like that and call out your critics and say, look, I need encouragement. I don't want, you know, people have been on my back unfairly. You know, those people are going to go, no, I was right. I was right. And they're wrong. Because he will have seen today the amount of positivity that, you know, most people who read what he did were really positive for him and like, start him. And look at how he's reacted to that positivity. And some people are like that. Some people need an arm around their shoulder. And I think Anthony's had that, seen that, and reacted to that. I'm loving the competition this season at the top, says Dan. McTominay was born in Lancaster. Don't think he has even lived in Scotland unless it's staying with family, says Jack. It's probably... There we go, Garnacho. I'll love it if Ten Hag doesn't make subs. I told you the first half, Mark. Anthony or Amrabat for man of the match, says Dari. I don't mind. Player ratings on theunitedstand.com. I'll get the link in the description for you. Even Scholesy mocked him today. Silly, says Mario. And I'm just going to say it, but we play a lot better without Rashford, says it's Mark. Well, we do. We do. You know, doesn't mean that Rashford can't win his place back. Link, I'm gonna whack this link in the video description. Man City are still losing to Villa. Chelsea been shit this second half, though. I mean, I'm not even going to lie. We've probably got some Chelsea fans watching in here. You don't deserve anything out of this game. Red Ross says, Rasmus chasing is so refreshing. He gives our midfielders time to pressure so they can play out, says Red Ross. Can we play Chelsea every week, says Dylan. And Mark, I want to see United Stand having a permanent seat at the Man United press conferences. United Stand in, says Amir. Oh, yeah, but you know what? We always get called toxic. Apparently, we're toxic. We're negative. We're not real fans. And yet, we've got the biggest community around Man United in the world. We're behind this manager. We're behind this team. And, you know, we're behind people like Amrabat and Anthony, who haven't been given a fair crack of the whip. When people like Harry Maguire win their place back and play well, they get praised. You know, when McTominay's scoring goals, we praise it. I don't know what people are talking about. You know, there's been plenty of time to be negative, and I've been negative. I've played that game. You know, when you think about the end of Ollie, you think about the end of Mourinho, you think about the end of Van Gaal, I was saying Ollie out. I was saying these players can't be trusted because they couldn't. But when they put a shift in and they play well, they get the praise. And I think Ten Hag tonight has fallen on something really interesting with a bunch of players that want to play for him. Remember last season on here, we were stuck for man of the match contenders in games. This is the first time this season. I can't wait to do the player ratings on the Match Reaction League. I can't wait because there's been so many good performances. The cross comes in from Reguilon. Garnacho sticks his toe out and it goes wide. I'll tell you what, we need to keep the elf on the shelf. He's been a legend. If you can't see him behind me, the elf on the shelf has been a legend here. He's been an absolute legend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there he is, look. Keep him here every week. He's a lucky charm. Can you, are you busy for Bournemouth? Are you busy for Bournemouth and Bayern and Liverpool? Can you stay in January? What do you mean it's your month off? Santa takes you to the Bermudas. No, you're staying here. I've played the game. Anyway, Rasmus, we've done that one. And absolutely needs our support, says Dylan about Anthony. I'm glad he's staying because remember when he first signed, talking about being from Brazil and how he can withstand the pressure of being under scrutiny, says Dylan. Thanks, Dylan. You're right. And Jack says, McTominay only plays for Scotland because his dad is Scottish. If his dad was English, he wouldn't be eligible. He does act like a Scotsman, so fair play to him, says Jack. There we go. What excuses will the pundits make for Poch if United win? Losing to a manager they don't rate, says Kenneth. And Mario, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for supporting the members at United Stand and being a United Stand Ultra. You can see LV with the badge. He's one. Villa just hit the post as well. From what I've seen, I have got the Villa game on. From what I've seen, Villa have absolutely dominated Manchester City tonight. Tonight, they've been fantastic. I can't wait to see who you're going to vote for as your man of the match, by the way. Links in the video description or go to theunitedstand.com. Andrew says Villa just hit the post. Rashford is going to come on here for the last 10. You know, I actually would rather he didn't come on. But, you know, maybe if he comes on and gets a goal. I mean, Bruno's hobbling here. But, as I said, only subs should happen if anybody's tired. It's going to book Delo. The booking of Man United players by this referee has been a farce. You know, he won't book any Chelsea players, but he's loving booking United players. Delo's just been booked. Let him speak, Simon. Welcome to the Members Club, Overlord. Hash has been a member for 17 months. If Garnacho gets a run of games, I don't see Rashford getting the left wing position. And this team is way more fluid without Rashford, says Jenna. And Rashford needs a 5-week benching. Plenty of time for a mentality reset, says Mr. McGregor. Rashford's body language is a disgrace, says Gunner Station. And Leon battered by Marseille. Relegation incoming, says TMAF. I don't know what the Rashford sub's going to be here at the moment. Red Frantic says Rashford better track back. Well, he might put him up front. I'm thinking if he might put him up front for Erasmus. 10 minutes to go. Great block by... is Anthony. I think it was Anthony. Garnacho throw in. Hi Mark, I think United coaches may have done Mctominay a disservice switching him back from striker to centre midfield. He seems more natural in and around the box or driving forward, says Sean. Rasmus coming off for Rashford. I called it. All this hate on Rashi is shocking, says Marcus. I don't think it's hate, mate. I don't think I've seen anybody hating on anybody. I think it's people saying they just don't want him in the team at the moment. If Rashford started this game, he'd have lost so many balls that Chelsea would have used that to counter, and who knows what would have happened, says Kareem. I don't mind Rashford coming on up front. I don't mind him coming up front because Anthony and Garnacho don't deserve to get subbed off. Rashford should not be on the pitch, says Scott, for at least a month. And I don't think Rashford playing up front can really do that much damage. Whereas on the wing, he's got to track back. And he might score. You know, there might be chances on the break. 10 minutes against this defence. Villa are into stoppage time. 1-0 up. What a result. Chelsea on the attack here. I mean, I've got to say, looking at the league table there, I'll come back to that. Chelsea on the attack. Biggest difference tonight, regardless of result. Every player is working hard for the team, as a great man once said. Let's stand by our manager, says Ollie. And perhaps Rashford is to Ten Hag what Aubameyang was to Arteta, says Alec. Superstar player that needs to be moved on for the betterment of the team. Look, it's always going to be like that. When you're winning and the team has played well as a team, you start to think, what's the future for Marcus Rashford? But... you know, he didn't like it when we did a video saying future in doubt for Rashford, and we were talking about his position in the team, and he seemed to think it was, you know, he's going to get sold, but, you know, it was spot on. And, you know, maybe he will wake up and smell the coffee on that now, that, you know, his future is in doubt, and it's down to him to earn his place back in the team, not have it from reputation, which is what every United fan wants. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Maybe we should do an interview with the United Stand. I think that might be the way back. Yeah, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome on the United Stand. We've got the match reaction and the fan forum to come tonight. Morning show at 10 o'clock as per usual. 8 o'clock as well. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved. I think it would be an absolute joke if we don't win this game now. I think we deserve to win it. You don't always get what you deserve in football, of course. I'm not going to say you do, but what I will say is that Chelsea, across this whole game, and the stats will bear me out on this, we've been the better side. We've had 28 shots, 9 on target. They've had 11 and 3. We've had 12 corners to 3. It would be an absolute joke if we don't win this game. It doesn't mean we will, but it would be a joke. We live in a culture of react and cancel. Nobody has any patience anymore. Win, great, lose, world ends. Just review at the end of the season. I agree with you, Ben, in relation to the overall picture at Man United. I completely do agree with you. Completely agree with you. I really, really do. I think we've got to Scooby-Doo man of the match. I scored 2 goals. Scored 2 goals. I don't have a problem with that. But you're right. Ben's right. We do live in a world of cancel and react. And I think in relation to Ten Hag and United, we've got to just take the wins and accept there will be losses as well. I'll tell you something for free now. We'll go to Anfield and get beat. Lovely tackle by Bruno. I think we go to Anfield and we get beat, which is why it's so important to beat Chelsea tonight and beat Bournemouth, because I think we go to Anfield and we get beat because we're not good enough to beat Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal. But it's like Ben says, it's about knowing where we're at. There's a lot of work to do at United. We were dreadful against Newcastle. Chelsea have played badly tonight. We've deserved to win this, in my opinion. But we're not Liverpool, we're not Arsenal, we're not Man City, so they'll probably beat us as well. Maybe Villa will beat us on Boxing Day at Old Trafford, I don't know. But we're at least tonight, if we win this game, we can say we're building something. We're building something with a team that hasn't got certain aspects in it. It's got unity, it's got work rate. I'll tell you now, Erik Ten Hag will be ecstatic with Rasmus tonight. He will love what Rasmus has done tonight. You might not appreciate it because he hasn't scored again in the Premier League, but he will absolutely love what Rasmus has done tonight. Comparable to what Rashford's doing up front, you saw what Rasmus does. It's relentless, and that helps the team out. Pep's going to lose here. What does the league table look like? We'll have a look in a minute. VAR is so bad that an old diaper would be better, says Bjorn. Did Villa win? It's still on. It's a great win for Villa. It's a great win for Villa. It's a great win for the league. I'm very happy with United. I'm very happy with Villa. Don't forget Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. The code is TUS. Links in the description for that. 20% off and free worldwide shipping. We're going into stoppage time here. How long will be added on? God knows. God only knows. And it's a win for Aston Villa against Man City. That's fantastic. Thoroughly deserved. UTV, up the Villa. But hold on. It's Cole Palmer again. Not Carlton. It's Cole Palmer again on the break. Back post. Bar? Was it the bar? I don't know. We're inviting a bit of pressure here, and I do not like it. Do I not like that? Tell you what, it's horrible to think there'll be people in our fan base who are hoping that Chelsea score. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. There'll be people in our fan base that want Chelsea to score. What a horrible thought that is, eh? 4 minutes! Oh, come on, referee! You've redeemed yourself. I thought you were a twat, and you've redeemed yourself. How's he only added 4 minutes on? This ref's a genius. Give him a raise. We've had 1 minute of it already. I predicted 1-0 to Man United, you know. Johnny Evans is coming on. Oh, I love it. I love it. I did say before the game, though, I have got that... what do you call it? I've got that Fulham vibe about the game today. It felt like it was the fans against the world. And I felt like it didn't matter who Ten Hag picked tonight. I was going to be behind the team. And I fancied us just to react. If Liverpool win the league, not only do they equal our amount of titles, but they have also got 20. So I'd rather have Arsenal win it. I don't want City to win it, Jack. McTominay or Amrabat, man of the match. Pellistri should have played before both Anthony and Rashford, says Mr. Dude. Anthony's played well. Rashford had zero interest in playing in this position, says Hunter. Well, I've got zero interest in him playing in the midfield. Sorry, on the wing. At the moment, I think we've got two wingers who play against Bournemouth. That's the way it goes. They did it at the post at the end, though, Broha. United have got a corner here. There's only a minute to go. Only idiots would let this not be a win. It's nice to be in this position. It's nice to see you nice. It's very nice to be in this position where really we've got the ball at the other end and we've totally deserved to win this game. I can't wait to do the player ratings. Don't forget, mark every player out of 10, 6 being your average on the player ratings, which the link is in the video description for. We're going to be live straight after this doing that. Another yellow card here. Ricky's grandson said United win by this score, says Bjorn. He's a legend. He's a legend. But look, I think a lot of praise needs to go to Ten Hag as well. I really do. You know, this team has been under a lot of pressure. This manager has been under a lot of pressure, and we've quite rightly given a lot of credit to certain players tonight. But the way the team has played and the way the team has been set up, I think you've got to give a massive amount of credit to manager. You look at you know, this nonsense that's been put out there about him is incredible. When you look at the performance of the team across the 90 minutes, it's you can see why he probably didn't want to make many subs as well. I thought the substitution at half time was absolutely correct. Corner. $94 minutes and 33 seconds, and we've got a corner for Chelsea. Don't leave me this way. I can't survive. I can't stay alive. If Chelsea score, don't leave me this way. Ah, baby! Full time, and that's 2-1 to United. Get in, get in, get in. That is exactly what we needed to see from United tonight. A win, a reaction. And I tell you what, it's great to see McTominay lifting up Anthony, the effort there, the reaction. He had to have a big game tonight. Scott McTominay had to have a big game tonight. Anthony had to have a big game tonight. Amrabat had to have a big game tonight. They all did. And they certainly have there. Anana could have been costly again, but the team fought back. The team fought back, and Manchester United win the game. Let's get over to the match reaction and do the player ratings. I'm excited to do that. Sky Keve, does it look like Erik ten Hag has lost 50% of the squad? Pratt, says SK. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we could finish, how much would we be, Mark, says Zeus Red. Well, look, one step at a time, but I'm very happy about that. Let's get over to the match reaction. I'll see you there in a minute. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Over